Welcome to our 5 on 5. I'm pleased to welcome in studio Governor Kate Brown. Governor, thank you so much for coming. Good to see you.
Thanks so much for having me.
So you're here in part to promote the start of the World Championships next month at Hayward Field in Eugene. What do locals need to know about this huge event?
Well, it's really exciting, and Oregon we are just delighted to be hosting this event. It is the first time ever that the World Athletics Championships have been held on U.S. soil. So I know the athletes themselves are excited. Hayward Field, as you know, is just magical. And it's an incredible opportunity for us to showcase Oregon's businesses and products, to boost tourism and the economy, and all the while having a really great time.
And for people who don't know, the track and field, the biggest events are, of course, the Olympics and the Worlds, which we haven't hosted. The U.S. hasn't hosted an event this big since the '88 Olympics. How much money is this going to bring to our economy? Because this is international. This is massive.
Well, we're expecting thousands of tourists, thousands of athletes, and of course, press. But what the most important thing is it's a great opportunity for Oregon to be on the global stage and to highlight the beauty and bounty of Oregon, what a friendly and welcoming place that we are. And honestly, it's a great opportunity to boost our tourism and our economy.
I have to take a hard right turn now to talk about some difficult things that obviously are going on that you were aware of. It's been a terribly violent last month in the United States. I know you've had a lot of requests, I understand, for a special session about guns. Are you working on anything?
Well, the good news is that Oregon, under my leadership, continues to make strides to tackle violence prevention, firearm safety. Just last week, I ceremoniously signed a bill that would provide $15 million for communities around the state for gun violence prevention. And we are working with legislators, with stakeholders, and responsible gun owners on legislation that would further increase firearm safety in Oregon that will be ready for the 2023 legislative session. Since the UCC shooting, the horrible shooting in October of 2015, Oregon has made progress. We have passed a safe storage, a red flag law, and of course improved our background checks and eliminated the boyfriend loophole. But every Oregonian has the right to be free from gun violence, and everyone should be able to go to school, to the grocery store, or their places of worship without fear of being shot down by a gun. This is absolutely unacceptable. We must take further action.
Okay, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We have much more to cover. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, I'm here with Governor Kate Brown. Governor, I haven't seen you make an endorsement for governor yet. Would you care to right now?
No.
We can move on. That's just perfectly fine.
I have made an endorsement. I don't know if it's official yet, but I am going to be endorsing the Democratic candidate, Tina Kotek.
Okay, let's get that up online right now. Thank you. You're entering your last 6 months, of course, as Oregon's governor. What do you hope to accomplish in that time?
That's a really great question. In February, in the legislative session, we had an opportunity to pass significant legislation that will improve the lives of working families in communities across the state of Oregon. So my focus right now is on implementation. Let me give you a couple of examples. I hear from businesses across the state that their biggest challenge is finding a skilled, diverse workforce. So we've invested $200 million in a program called Future Ready Oregon. The goal of Future Ready Oregon is to provide Oregonians with the skills and the tools and the resources to get career skilled, whether it's in healthcare, in technology, or frankly in the trades. So this is really incredibly important legislation that will provide Oregonians with great opportunity to get job training and hopefully enable them to get careers that are good paying that will help them support their families. So I'm really excited about that work. And we're continuing, I know, obviously, we're just looking at fire season. We're continuing to implement Senate Bill 762, which is legislation to both modernize our firefighting workforce, invest in fire-adapted communities, and make sure that our landscapes, forests, are more fire resilient. And that means, of course, thinning and prescriptive burning.
With hindsight being, of course, 2020, is there any one decision that you regret or wish you would have possibly handled differently in your 7+ years as governor?
Well, it's been a challenging time for Oregon and Oregonians. What I'm most proud of is that the work Oregonians have done to help one another, whether it was through a pandemic or through wildfires. We saw first responders work to save lives during the 2020 wildfire season. We saw our healthcare workers step up to save lives, to give vaccines, to make sure that Oregonians could be safe and healthy. And then, of course, we had our ever important National Guard step up every time we needed them. In terms of regrets, what I would say is this. I instituted the Racial Justice Council after the murder of George Floyd in May of 2020. I wish I had pushed harder to get that project going sooner in my term. The work they are doing is extraordinary. They are truly centering the voices of Black and Brown and Indigenous Oregonians in a way that I think will improve our state for the better in every single community.
What is your legacy?
In short, saving lives. I know that the decisions that I made during the pandemic, while difficult and probably hard for a lot of Oregonians to hear, truly saved lives. If you look at many other states across the country, Oregon had one of the lowest infection rates, one of the lowest mortality rates. It's because of decisions that I and my administration made based on science and data, and it was because Oregonians stepped up to do the right things to protect vulnerable community members, their families, and the entire state.
And I also am curious, and we, as I referenced, 6-7 months out as governor, what are your personal or political plans once you leave office?
Let me be perfectly clear, I'm not going to run for office. My focus over the next 7 months is to implement these amazing programs. One of the other pieces of legislation that we passed was $100 million implementing childcare. We need to make sure that we have adequate, quality, safe, affordable childcare in every single community around the state so that when and if parents want to go back to work, they have a safe place to put their little ones.
Governor Kay Brown, we always appreciate you making time for us when you're in town. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back.